Namaste everyone. Thanks so much for the response from yesterday's video. So today I really want to get into what you can do. I spoke yesterday about actions that you can take to reclaim your sovereignty and what we need to do in terms of the physical action that we can take alongside of doing all of our spiritual rituals. As I said yesterday, lots of extra meditation, chanting, breath work, everything that we teach you here, whether it's through the healing courses that we do, the yoga courses that we do, classes that you attend, classes that you do online, it's all really one and the same. It's all pointing towards seeing yourself as an energy being, seeing yourself as a soul having a physical experience. So remember that we see the world out here and we think that's our full reality, when in fact quantum science tells us this is just one very small aspect of who we are. So we are more what we call wave than particle. Okay, if you look at quantum science, more wave, more energy than we are particle or matter. So we have been set up to believe that what we see with these eyes out into the world is the full aspect of our reality, when in fact it's not. It's infinitesimal, actually. Now, for some people, that's maybe not easy to digest or understand, so maybe you just need to trust in what's being said and just allow it to soak in on some level of your being. Therefore, if we are not just made up of particle or matter, if we are not just physical, what is that energy aspect to ourselves? Where do we truly come from? And what is it that we are all connected to in terms of that source code, that source energy? And if we are all that source energy, then what we do here on the physical level impacts on every other aspect of creation. So on from what I was talking about yesterday in terms of what's playing out in the planetary control by, I'm going to say the 1%, who knows what the figures are, but let's just say the 1%, the 1% that does not have our best interests at heart, the 1% that's willing to siphon off our monetary energy, that's willing to siphon off our physical energy, that wants to siphon off now our energetic energy. We're coming under mind control, these measures that are being rolled out in terms of not just lockdown that's happening here in Victoria in Australia, which could happen very quickly to the rest of our country, but in terms of planning to vaccinate all humans, putting something in our body that violates our human rights. If those who choose it, great, that's your prerogative, that's your discernment, that's your truth. Not here to take that away from you, but there's many others who do not consent, and those people must be absolutely supported. That is their human right, and you cannot violate their human right. And also too, what's after that? Microchipping. We're seeing the facial recognition cameras now. We're seeing these draconian measures of absolute control, absolute authority. Why would you choose to give your power away to authority outside of yourself? If you know you are that source energy, if you really truly know that, if you understand this quantum science, why would you ever have a need to give your power up to anything outside of yourself? Because all power resides from within. You are universal source code. You are that. I am here today to remind you that you are that. You cannot be anything else. You are that I am presence. So in terms of what we can do to take physical action to support ourselves at that highest energetic level, to ensure that we're not going to get caught in an energy loop here on this planet, in this third dimensional reality, where we are being governed to within an inch of our life. We must choose to take our power back now. So the throat chakra is very, very important at the moment. I'm going to leave a link for you that so you can write to our Prime Minister it's really important, I believe, that we stand up on behalf, I'm in Queensland, we stand up on behalf of the Victorians. Now, not every Victorian is going to agree with what I'm saying, and if that's you, then just do the peaceful thing and stop watching this video. For anyone else that wants to go along with what I'm saying, then I believe it's our call of duty to stand up on behalf of our brothers and sisters in Victoria, and of course on behalf of the collective consciousness, but I'm just going to narrow it down to what's happening in Australia at the moment. I'm going to give you some declarations, some invocations to say out loud. Say them out loud with me today, and then continue to say them out loud. You can write them down. You can put them up on your fridge or on your mirror in your bathroom, wherever you can see them, so that you are reminded to say this over and over again. Say it out loud. Really important, we use the vibration of the throat chakra to say it out loud. Also too, I'll have a link so you can contact our Prime Minister to let him know what it is that you are concerned about that's going on in our country at the moment. Please know that this does make a difference. It absolutely does make a difference. It's about people power at the moment. It's about the collective coming together and working for greater peace, working for our greater freedom, working for our greater sovereignty. Even if you believe it doesn't make a difference, just the fact that you wrote it down, announced it to the universe, remember, you're more wave, you're more energy than particle, than matter. That impacts. If you're more that, if you're more energy and you work at an energetic level, that ripple effect takes care of the physical, not the other way around. So we have to remind ourselves of everything that we've learned on this yoga healing journey. Even if you're new to it, this may just wake you up in an instant. If you are working on that energetic level and templating it into the physical, it ripples out in exponential ways that you cannot even begin to understand. And you don't have to understand it with your logical mind. You just have to trust it, know it, take action, take action, take action. So here is our declaration. I'm going to say it twice. I'll just read through it to begin with. I've written it myself, but I've also researched and understood spiritual language and how this will impact, these frequency waves will go out. And then I'll say it again, but I'll pause between each sentence. So at that point, you will do a call and response like we do when we chant. I'll say a line, you say a line at home. Say it out loud. As loud as you want. Say it with passion. Say it with purpose. Okay, so here we go. I do not consent to being controlled, locked down, or told what to put in or on my body. I stand in my sovereign power. I dissolve any contracts with any authority that does not honor my right to govern my own mind and body. As I express my human rights aloud, universal support rushes in to assist my ascension and freedom. So now I'm going to say it again. I'll say one line, pause, then you say that line out loud, and we'll go through it so that we can both get that frequency really vibrating out into the cosmos and really anchoring your sovereignty, anchoring your light, anchoring your personal power, reminding the energetic frequency that everyone's plugged into. Remember, our government, everyone's plugged into that we will not consent. So here we go. I do not consent to being controlled, locked down, or told what to put in or on my body. I stand in my sovereign power. I dissolve any contracts with any authority that does not honor my right to govern my own mind and body. As I express my human rights aloud, universal support rushes in to assist my ascension and freedom. So you can probably feel a frequency, a vibration come into you just by saying those words out loud. You might, if those of you who are attuned to your chakras, you may feel the energy really swiftly move up and awaken the chakras. It'll give you a sense of empowerment. To use those words or write your own, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're standing in your conviction, that you're willing to speak up for your own freedoms, that you love yourself enough to know that you matter and that your voice deserves to be heard. And this can be really confronting for anyone who has been shutting down their truth for most of their life. But I tell you what, the tests are upon us. Now's the best time to dissolve any of those contracts that you may have had with anyone in your life that prevented you from speaking your truth. You are absolutely vital, you're absolutely important. And remember, for those of you who are sensitive, because the reason I'm doing this second video is so many people reached out to me, what can I do? And the people who reached out to me are what I would call the sensitives. And I mean that as a term of endearment. They are so sensitive to energy. They know, as I said yesterday, something's up in the energetic structure and it's impacting everyone. And we know better than to get caught in doom and gloom, but we are getting sucked into that vortex because we're hearing so many conflicting stories. If we just listen to the mainstream media, well, we're really lost, aren't we? But we want to take action. We don't know how to take action. We want to be that power in the universe, but we're not sure how to do that. Remember, just by you being awake and aware is enough, okay? Awareness is light. We call it the light of awareness. Awareness is light. Just being aware that that the government, that the cabal, whatever you call that energy, the parent corporations, just being aware that there is an attempt for a planetary takeover, that can be enough. You don't actually have to do much else. So for many of you starseeds, light workers, that can be enough. For others, you're called, you have that calling to do more, to take more action. So it can be what we just did then. That's taking physical action. Or you can write to our Prime Minister. I don't feel that it's going to take much effort to write to our Prime Minister and to just outline the things that you're concerned about, the things that you don't consent to. I wrote to our Prime Minister and I said those words. I do not consent to da 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 da. Now, I can't put those words in your mouth. It's not up to me. This is part of our sovereignty, is to find the right words. But don't be afraid. There can be no consequences. The only consequences that I'd be concerned about is the consequences of inhibiting my own ascension journey, is getting caught in this loop of reincarnation on the third dimensional reality where we are being controlled. I'm more concerned for that than what's going to happen to Carrie Ann Fields in this particular lifetime. No. I mean, maybe I see things differently, but I know from the messages I got yesterday, I know that many of you feel exactly the same as I do. You see it the same as I do. And, you know, call us conspiracy theorists, call us wackos. It really actually doesn't matter. It's not, as I said yesterday, it's not between me and someone else. It's not between me and the government. It's between me and my higher self. That's all there is, because I am source code. I am source energy. And in that source energy, we are all one and the same. Now, without using the construct of time, I kind of got to go there, though, to explain what I want to say, is I'm not getting held up. I'm not going to get held up. I'm not going to slow down my ascension process because of what some dickwit government's got to say. I don't agree. I don't believe it. I don't for one notion want to honour it. I do want to honour human life, however, and I don't feel that the measures we are being dictated to at the moment are honouring human life. There's so many facts around that. I'm not going to go into it today. Go and do your own research. But I think we all know what I'm talking about. So let's rise up, whether we're just standing in our own sovereign flame of conviction in our own lounge room, or whether we're writing that letter to the government or to the local counsellor or whoever, whether we're speaking to our family and friends lovingly without needing someone to join in on our own mission. We're on our own mission. We don't need others on our own, on that mission. It's all our own purpose, our own focus. It is comforting, however, when people understand you and yes, have a tribe around you. And I want to do a shout out to my, I'm going to call it my sister tribe. Of course, there's brothers in there, isn't there? But I guess, in our business, there's more women who come through to do our courses. So I'm finding there's just this huge sister tribe at the moment. And, can be graduates from 10, 15 years ago that, it's not that I've been disconnected from. Of course, we're always connected, but there's been a significant feeling of togetherness and connection and moving, almost like a wave together, moving this energy forward. So big love to you all. You know who you are. And it's comforting. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely. It warms my heart and it makes my day. But my point is, if you are someone who doesn't have that support around you, don't let it stop you. You only need yourself. You only need your own knowing, your own truth, your own conviction, your own awareness. That's all you need. And remember, the light of awareness. Remember that term, the light of awareness. Awareness is light. Where there is light, the darkness cannot prevail. Where there is light, the darkness cannot prevail. Stay aware. You don't have to prove any points. If you don't feel like posting on social media, you've got your own way. Repeat those declarations. Suggest other things, please, in the comments for other people. For anyone listening who's got other ways that we can all take the physical action. We want to do it peacefully, but we want to do it with absolute authority that we are sovereign. We are sovereign. No one has a right to rape our body. No one has a right to tell us what to put in or on our body. This is why the feminine power is rising up, because for eons we have been raped by that patriarchal system, whether we've been physically raped or energetically raped. And enough is enough, and we will not tolerate being raped anymore. We will not. So power to all the goddesses, power to all of the sacred masculine energy, the brothers out there who are standing up, speaking up, doing what they know to be right. And before I had a song come into my mind, it's a cricket song. It sounds funny, but if you're an Aussie, I guess we all grew up with the cricket. And it's just that simple one, which is, come on, Aussie, come on, come on. Come on, Aussie, come on. So I've got goosebumps just singing it. Sing it out loud. Come on, Aussie, come on, come on. Come on, Aussie, come on. Come on, Aussie. Stand up already. Are we going to lose our beautiful country, our beautiful rights, the way we've had it too easy? Come on, Aussie. I know you're a battler. Get up. Do it now. Do it on behalf of the Victorians before the rest of the country goes under lock and key. Come on, Aussie. You can do it. Stand in your sovereign power. Namaste.